Hello everybody, welcome back to the Jamari Montero channel. So today is hopefully the beginning of a new start to the channel. I want to start getting into tech reviews now. Today is our first tech review. So let me know if you guys like these videos, and yeah, well, let's get into it. So this is an Apple Watch SE. It is one of the cheapest Apple Watches ever available, and today is going to be my review. This machine comes with the watch itself and 3 bands. This band, which is default for all the watches, and then this is the long version of the band, and this is the small version of the band. I liked the large version because it just felt better overall. And this is the charger. It's kind of like the Apple MagSafe charger that just clips onto the back with a magnet, and it is a USB Type-C port. So pretty interesting. So I will have a link in the description with all the specs of this machine. But let's get into the good stuff. I've been using this thing for about a year, and I use it on and off depending on the activities. So you can set a passcode to it. I would recommend keeping it the same as your phone. So yeah, just so then you don't forget it. So yeah, you can get a passcode on it, but you don't really need it. And the only way that the passcode will activate is if it senses that it is off of your wrist. So right now, since it's on my wrist, it can turn off the always on display. I can go right back, and it doesn't need to ask me for my password. The main ways that you can set up your apps in your Apple Watch, I have it in list view, where it will automatically alphabetically sort all of my apps. Now, you could also get it in Honeycomb, but I feel like this is a much easier way to store all your apps. So if I want to say, get to my Spotify, I can just go to S and find it really quickly instead of having to look through that maze of applications. Here are these. This is a little scroll up menu, and it allows you to get to your Wi-Fi and phone specs. It's actually a nice little menu. You can access your water lock feature and your school mode if you need it. You can access Wi-Fi and silent mode, all the things that you really need to access. Now we get to the interesting part. So this connects to your phone, so you can take calls and messages, which, is fine. This thing just doesn't have a keypad, being it's the first generation Apple Watch SE. So you're kind of stuck using voice commands unless you want to very awkwardly fiddle through the typing menu. Now, this thing is water resistant up to 15 meters. I've tried it underwater submerged. I just don't really swim with it. But it does have water lock, which doesn't lock off certain sections of the phone. It will still allow water to pass right into it, but will then put a blast on the speakers through that little tiny hole. If this camera wants to focus, you can kind of see, but yeah, it will shoot water out of that hole, any remaining water inside of the device. Over here you have your digital crown, which you can press that or spin it to access certain things on the watch, and then a little button right there does a couple of things. You can access your power down menu, your compass backtrack, which will allow you to get to anywhere in the past 24 hours that you've walked, just in case you're lost. So yeah, it's a very, very nice thing to have. Okay, so this is the other part of the Apple Watch. It is the Watch app. It is just under Watch. It'll tell you whose Apple Watch it is. It will show you all of your faces and you can see your notifications. You can set up your app view. This is your list and grid view, or honeycomb. So this is your general control area. You can control most of the things from the watch, but if you want everything, you go to the app. You can get new faces. You get tons of stuff in this face category, and you're in the Discover tab. You get to pretty much see everything to get started, and more customization for your Apple Watch, and more apps to download. But you're mostly going to be in here looking for new faces. My favorite ones are probably the fire and water. Those are pretty nice. And the liquid metal. The liquid metal, I like the tri-liquid metal because I can get all of it. And the lunar, which is just cool. Right now, I am rocking that. And it's pretty nice. You can get it in black and white, different colors. But I mostly like it in just that normal. So, yeah, this is a very nice piece of tech. Some people would just see it as a customization to their phone, but I see it as something more. I see it as something that will make your phone experience much more valuable. Before I got the Apple Watch, my phone was fine. Some things that I would find annoying is I would have to control my music by going into my pocket, grabbing my phone, and going into the Spotify app. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but then you see how much more fluid it is when you do it off of your Apple Watch. And this app just makes everything so easy. Why would you not want to use it? I'm going to be rating this Apple Watch on 3 main factors, 1 through 10. Price, usage, and convenience. So for the price, I think I got this thing for about $250, the 40mm Apple Watch SE first generation. It does everything I need it to do. It's not too much like the Ultra and not too little like, say, one of the older models like the 5 or below. It does everything that I need it to do, and some ways more. So for price, I would give it a 7 out of 10. So for usage, for me, I would say this gets an 8 out of 10. I wear it pretty regularly. The only thing that I do find quite annoying is the fact that I charge most of my devices while I sleep, but I also would like to track my sleep. So this thing will not work because it needs to use that MagSafe. So unless I'm not getting any sleep, and then it defeats the whole purpose because I have a huge clunky MagSafe on my wrist. So convenience, 9 out of 10. So with this thing, I feel like I never really need to look down at my phone. I don't receive many FaceTime calls, so I can just take a call as it is. And all my texts I can answer, but it would have to be in a quiet area for me to use voice control, because let's be honest, kind of defeats the whole purpose if I need to use the keyboard and connect it wirelessly from my phone to my watch, which is where it gets the 9 out of 10. So overall, I would give the Apple Watch SE first generation an 8 out of 10. A well-rounded device, good for beginners, good for professional tech users, good for people who need something to work out. This watch is amazing for people like that. If somebody wants a little bit more tech, maybe go with the Apple Watch Ultra. That thing has so many features. It has a dive computer. It has an actual keyboard. If you want something that is feature-packed, go with the Ultra. It's like going for a phone that has a bunch of features and going with an original iPhone SE. It's kind of a bad idea if you are looking for features. Don't get me wrong, this thing has features, but not as many as the newer Apple Watches. So that's my opinion on the Apple Watch SE. Take it as what you will. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.